ஆடும் வரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். சக்கரவர்த்தி தவராச யோகி எனும் மிக்க திருமூலனருள் மேவுநாள் என்னவன. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் பெருமையோடு திருமூலர் அருளி செய்த திருமந்திரத்தினுடைய ஒன்றவன் தானே என்கின்ற முதற் பாடலின் விளக்கத்தை ஆங்கிலத்திலே சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கிறது. We have been discussing for the last 2 weeks the first sonnet gifted by our Srila Sri Thirumoolar Nayanar in Thirumandiram. Thirumandiram is nothing but the great agamam taught by Srila Sri Nandiyamberuman to our Thirumoolar. Thirumoolar was the 8th disciple of Nandiyamberuman to have inherited the Thirumandiram in the form of agamams. Thirumoolar has been selected by the Lord Shiva and his Guru, the Srila Sri Nandiyamberuman, to gift the world of Tamil with agamams in Tamil. So we have been gifted and we can claim that the agamams are available rightly from Tamil, offered by our Thirumoolar. Thirumoolar confessing that he was taught Tamil in the world of Sadasivam to present the agamams in Tamil. Agamams are available in Tamil and we must understand agamams are the Thirumandiram is not a translational work. It's not translated from any other language. It was written directly in Tamil. It was directly written in Tamil by Thirumoolar. That is why he is claiming in Thirumandiram, என்னை நன்றாக இறைவன் செய்தனன் தன்னை நன்றாக தமிழ் செய்யுமாறே. He has clearly told that this is a original work, not a translation. So the Tamilians can be proud about the Thirumandiram, that is, agamams are available in direct Tamil as Thirumandiram for us. Thirumandiram dictates how to perform pujas, how to worship Lord Shiva, what are all the stages to achieve the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. And that is called the tavam. In Tamil, tavam means the route by which the soul can reach the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Mukti is nothing but the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Tiruvadiye Mukti. So, the souls, how to worship, what are all the stages, not overnight it can reach the goal. It has to take a lot of efforts. And it has gone through a lot of births also. To come to know about Lord Shiva, it has taken a lot of births. And then the affinity, the love for him has been developed through the births. Now we are very keen about Lord Shiva, we are very keen about him, and we are keen in understanding different aspects of Shaivam. It is because of our efforts in our last previous births, not one or two, through various births, it has got developed into a stage that Lord Shiva has selected us for gifting us with the details of Saivam. So unless otherwise you are very keen in understanding, you are keen in knowing the Saivam, you are not given the offer. So our love through the ages, our love through the births has made us to come closer to Lord Shiva by means of Thirumandiram. People used to say that Thirumandiram songs are very difficult to decode. As a matter of fact, yes, we have to accept the fact. If you directly see a song, it may present a direct meaning. But we should not get convinced with that meaning, and we should try to understand what is the inner meaning in it. So if somebody sees the ocean, the surface of the water reveals nothing except the water. But once you dive deep into the ocean, you come across a lot of things, those hidden in the water. Deep under the water, there are precious things to be achieved by the man who is diving into the ocean. Likewise, in Thirumandiram, Thirumoolar has also clearly explained that Angi mihame vaithan, udal vaithan, yengu mihame vaithan, ulagezhum, Tangi mihame vaithan, Tamil chathiram, Pungi mihame vaithan, porul thaane. The last line, you must try to understand. The last line, Pungi mihame vaithan, porul thaane. What does it mean? It means that if you superficially, if you go through the song, you may understand some details. But if you go deep, you may see, suppose let us take the ocean. You can see the water on the surface. If you just go deeper, then you can see the fishes. Still you go deep, you can see the pearls. Still you go deep, you can see a lot of precious things hidden in the ocean. Unless otherwise you take a deep dive, you cannot achieve the valuable things. So you must take efforts. Likewise, Thirumandiram, if you go through it or read it, you may get a meaning. Because you have a dictionary, you can get the meaning of each and every word, and you can understand something from the song superficially. But once you go in deep into the song, you may be understanding the inner meaning, not reading between the lines, the meaning of the song itself. It is very valuable. It's very valuable. So unless otherwise there is somebody to guide you, there is somebody to decode for you, you may not be able to appreciate the song in full. That's what the great people are doing. They have sweated They have told themselves to go through the songs, and they have been making lot of efforts to understand and to decode their song in a true valuable form. If you just go through the Thirumandiram, you may be coming across a lot of things, but if you are going deep, then you will achieve or you will learn a lot of valuable informations. Those will be helpful for you to approach the Lord Shiva in a confidence, with confidence, with confidence. There are a lot of details, the confidential details Thirumoolar has given in the Thirumandiram. Likewise, the first song, the first Mandiram, out of the 3000, he has started Ondravan thaane, irandavan innarul, nindranan moondrinul, naangunarndan, aindu vendranan, aaru virindhanan, ezhumbarch chendranan, thanirun. This song we have been discussing for the last 2 weeks, and we have also taken this song for this week discussion also. We have covered the first 2 lines in the first 2 sessions, and we are going to discuss about the third line, vendranan, or if I am correct that the second line also we have not completed. Aindu vendranan, in the second line, aindu vendranan, aaru virindhanan. See, the Lord Shiva has given this prapancham, the world. It can be subdivided into 2 bigger worlds. One is sound, another one is the matter. The sound world and the world of matter, Sol Ulagam, Porul Ulagam, these are the 2 big bifurcations of this total world, that is Prapancham. By the word Ulagam, by the word Prapancham, we must understand that the world cannot be thought of without the sun or without moon. There are about 7 planets. One is sun is star, others are the stars and planets. They are surrounding the earth at a fixed distance. They are going around. Some are revolving themselves. All these are set, and this is called the world universe, the universal world, anything you may call. Because the earth is influenced by sun, moon. They are part and parcel of the total world. They are connected by mere fields. They are connected by fields. Moon is having a field over that is influential field over the earth, and in turn, earth is having a field influential over the moon. That is why only by these mutual attractive or repelling attractive forces, the sun is pointing towards the earth, and the earth is revolving it, and the moon is also revolving the earth. All these things are in their orbits because of their mutual attractional forces. அந்த பகுதியின் உண்டை பிறக்கம் அளப்பெரும் தன்மை வளப்பெரும் காட்சி ஒன்றனுக்கு ஒன்று நின்ற எழில் பகரின். Manivasagar quotes like this: ஒன்றனுக்கு ஒன்று நின்ற எழில் பகரின். That is the mutual attraction force. That's what science claims why all these planets are hanging around without not being pulled by one another. That is the pulling force, mutual pulling force. Otherwise, moon would have been pulled by the earth, because 1/6 of the gravitational power is there in moon. It should have been pulled by the earth. Why it is not happening? It's going on encircling the earth. It's going on orbiting the earth. It is because of the mutual forces. Those are all science. Those details are available in science. Now we are interested to know that the whole Prapancham, this world, is made up of two worlds. One is known as sound world, another one is known as the world of matter. See, our life in this earth is limited for a period. Our life is a limited period alone. We are permitted to stay in this world and to associate with this world, to execute some deeds, to experience something, to suffer, to enjoy, whatever you may call. These things, the soul, by taking a body, is associating in this world. Now, it is for a certain period. There is nobody in this world from the time unknown who has conquered the time. Everybody is within their time limits. Even the great victorious emperors, their lives have been finished, isn't it? One day or other, it comes to an end. So, a limited period, you are permitted to live in this world, to execute some deeds, to reap the harvest in this world for a particular period. The whole body, it consists of 31 tools known as tattvas, 31 tattvas. Tattvam means, in Tamil, tattvam means tool. It is the tools given by the Lord Shiva for you to associate in this world. Suppose if you want to associate with something, you can do it by vision. So for vision, you have been gifted by Lord Shiva with eyes. You may hear some sound. So for affecting the audibility, you have been given the hearing system that is called a ear. So don't think by I am meaning by ear only the ear that we are seeing externally in the body. The whole system, I mean, the hearing system, vision system. Eye means it includes the retina, the nervous system, all these things, the entire nervous system, the entire retina, the eyeball, eyelids, everything included. Eye means doesn't mean only the thing we are seeing superficially. There are some things hidden. There are things hidden behind the eye, behind the ear, behind the tongue. There are a lot of tasting buds on the tongue, which gives you the knowledge of taste, isn't it? So likewise, to associate with this world, 5 important tools known as 5 senses, Aimburi, 5 senses have been gifted by Lord Shiva. Everybody knows them. I need not elaborate on them. You can understand, if I say 5 senses, then you will be able to appreciate eye, ear, tongue, nose, and the skin. By saying eye, the vision system. By saying ear, the hearing system. By saying nostrils, you are able to feel the odor, isn't it? The smell. How many nerves are taking the smells, how they are differentiating it, and how they are converting them into signals and sending them to the brain to differentiate between different smells. It's not a simple thing. God has given you a very valuable system, tools for us. Why He must give these gifts to us? He is expecting something out of us. Okay, these five senses have been offered, gifted, let us say, gifted by Lord Shiva. These five, only through the five senses you are associating this world. If you are seeing anything in the world or any person, you are using your eyes. If you are hearing some sounds, lot of sounds, you are getting knowledge out of the sounds. You are getting knowledge out of the vision. You are getting knowledge out of the smells. You are getting knowledge out of the taste. You are getting knowledge out of the feel, whether it is hot or cold. By even touching, you can differentiate the people. Who is touching you? If you just close your eyes and somebody touches you, if you are brilliant enough with your senses, then you will be able to say, detect, even without seeing them, who is touching you. Because it is storing, the brain is storing some pulses about the touches. It makes the difference between the touches. Likewise, God has given you a lot of gifts, but we don't have time to appreciate or understand. Even though we are using it, the only problem with us, we are using things, but we are not grateful to the Lord Shiva who has offered us with valuable gifts. They are not replaceable. They are not substitutable. You are given only once, isn't it? So it is our duty, it is our custom. Whenever using these tools, we must pay the gratitude to the Lord Shiva. Oh Lord, you have given me gifted me the vision. Thank you. You have gifted me the vision. That is why I am able to see you in the temples. Alamdan uhandu amudu seydane ஆதியை அமரர் தொழுதேத்தும் சீலந்தான் பெரிதுமுடையானே சிந்திப்பார் சிந்தையுளானே ஏலவார் குடலால் உமைநங்கை என்றும் ஏத்தி வழிபடப் பெற்ற காலகாரனை கம்பனெம்மானை காண கண் அடியேன் பெற்றவாறே. See, whenever you are enjoying something through your eyes, you must be paying thanks to you must be thanksgiving to the Lord Shiva. Okay, Lord, very nice of you. I have to thank you for gifting me the sight. Likewise, through the five senses, God has gifted us the life in this world. Aindu vendranan. That's what the Thirumoolar claims. Vendranan means, what does it mean? See, simply because you are having an eye, do you think that you can see? No. It has to be connected to the brain. Okay, simply by connecting the eye to the brain, do you think that you are able to see? No. The soul should be properly guided to understand what is being seen. Even though, see, the soul's wisdom is of a type. We have already discussed in our first session. See, it cannot understand by itself. It has to be aided by the Lord's wisdom to understand. So He is continuously helping the human wisdom to understand. Unless otherwise, unless otherwise God knows. Along with us, the soul will not be able to understand the things. Through the five senses, through the brain, soul gets the information, but to understand and get the details of the information, God has to know along with you. So unless otherwise, that is what called kanum ubagaram. Unless He knows along with you, you will not know. That is the greatest help He is doing. Because if there should be somebody to always help the human wisdom to understand things. It cannot understand by itself. Whereas the inner things they cannot understand by themselves, and even if you impart knowledge, it will not be able to understand. That is the difference between the inner things and the soul. Soul's wisdom is a unique thing. It is a unique thing that unless otherwise God knows along with it, it will not be able to understand anything. So if I am seeing something, God sees along with me. He is offering His power to make the wisdom understand the worldly things. So if you are executing any deeds in this world, your actions, out of the actions you are gaining experience. Out of the experience your wisdom is getting widened. How it gets widened? Only because of Lord's wisdom helping you without leaving even a second. If you start knowing something, you understand that God is knowing along with you. It is the support He is giving. Unless if His support stops, that is it is not useful if you have an eye or a brain. Then there is a question. Sir, if God knows along with me, and if God doesn't know, if God doesn't help, the soul will not know. Even if it has eye, brain, it will not know, you say. God sees along with the soul. That is why soul is seeing. Okay, sir. Suppose the soul is seeing something. It is liking some sight, and its liking brings the effect of the sight to the soul. But since God is also seeing along with the soul, will the effect will be shared by the Lord also? That is the biggest question we will be willing to ask. Because He is along with the eye, He is along with the ear, He is along with the nostrils, He is along with the taste, He is along with the feel, all these things. Okay? He is along with us. Whenever the soul gains the wisdom, the wisdom is gained only by the continuous support of Lord Shiva. So the sin yearned by the soul through the five senses, will they be shared by Lord Shiva? That is the question. Because He is only helping. For this we must be able to understand that He will not be sharing the sin along with the soul. It is because the choice is only with the soul. The soul is willing to see a particular sight. It is willing to hear a particular sound. It is willing to taste a particular food. All these things are offered to the soul only based on its personal desire. The personal likes and dislikes of soul play the major role of earning the effects of its deeds. That we must understand. So suppose I may be using my eyes to see a good thing. God is helping. Definitely if the eye has to see means God is to see along with the soul using the eye and the brain. Okay. If I am seeing a good thing, okay, I am getting the effect of goodness out of it. If I am seeing a very bad thing, then I have to reap the harvest. I have to get the effect of the evil. It is based only on my likes and dislikes, not on God. God doesn't have any like or dislike. It is like if suppose let us take a cell phone. The cell phone contains a SIM, and the superstructure, the cell phone itself. Cell phone with the SIM, it may contact anybody, it may talk to anybody, it may talk good or bad, but for using the cell phone, the SIM is not only enough for the cell phone to be used, but there should be a battery inside which gives the power to for the cell phone to be used. You just think about the battery. Battery gives the power for the user to use the phone. But using the phone, the user may earn good or bad. Do you think that the battery shares the good or bad? Battery offers the power. Whether you are talking to a good person, whether you are talking to a bad person, whether you are talking good or whether you are talking ill, it doesn't matter. You are going to get the result out of it. You are going to be the man who is receiving the result out of your action, your deed. Battery is not going to share anything out of it. It just offers. Likewise, God also offers the power for the soul to use the senses. That's all. Even though he is along with you, he is not sharing goods or bads. The boons are sins. He is not sharing. That is why, but without his help, you cannot climb to, you cannot think of using the senses at all. That is why in the first song, Thirumoolar claims aindu vendranan. That is, he has conquered. Vendranan means he has conquered. What do you mean by conquered? Even though he is along with you, even though he is helping you to see, to hear, to taste everything, he is not at all sharing the effect out of the deeds. That's what it means. Aindu vendranan means even though he is along with the soul continuously, he is helping the soul to see, to hear, to taste, to smell, to feel. Of course. So he is everywhere. That's what you must understand. Without his help, you cannot think of existing in this world. See, in Thirumoolar Thirumandiram beautifully says, so the people are moving around this world. They are running, they are chatting, they are sitting, they are lying down, they are doing all sorts of things here. They are throwing, they are catching, like this all deeds are doing. Suppose if you ask them, how do you catch the ball? I caught the ball with my hands. How do you walk on the in this world? With my legs I am walking. How do you lie down? I am just lying down. If I want to lie down, I will be just lying down on the bed. But he is forgetting for all his actions, the earth is giving the basic support. If he is running means the earth is holding him. If he is walking means the earth is holding. If he is throwing, if he is catching, if he is lying down, for all his actions in this world, the earth is supporting him. But whether we acknowledge the support offered by the earth at all times? Suppose if you ask somebody, how you come here? I came by my car. I was coming by walk. All these things we may say, but can anybody say that by the help of earth, I was able to walk and reach here? Are we saying like that? No, we are not saying. We are just forgetting the support offered by the earth. Basically, if you go through the scientific details, earth is continuously giving the gravitational attraction. It is giving the continuously gravitational attraction, that is the magnetic effect of the earth, that we are successfully moving in this world and living. Just think for a moment. Just think for a moment. There is no gravitational power for the earth for about 5 minutes. Why 5 minutes? For a single minute. Earth will not have any gravitational power. It will cease to have its gravitational power. Just think of it. You cannot think of it. The whole world will collapse. It collide. You understand? You are changing the water from one tumbler to another tumbler. You are just pouring it down. Think of the gravitational power being stopped. Do you think you can exchange? No, not at all. Everybody will fall down. The whole world. But the greatest help being offered by the world is easily forgotten by everybody. Nobody cares about it. Nobody acknowledges. Thirumoolar says very beautifully, Agalvarai thangum nilam pola, thammai igalvar poruttal thalai. That's what he claims. Okay. Aindu, vendranan. Aindu, vendranan. I think I have made enough explanations about the aindu, vendranan. Ondravan thaane is the only one. Oruvan innum oruvan thaane. He is the only one, the one Almighty, the unique, the unparalleled, the King of Kings, the Emperor of the Emperors, the Lord of Lords. He is the only one. There are too many gods. Don't get confused. There are a lot of souls. Ondravan thaane, irandavan innarul. His grace acts in two major forms. One is Thirumoolar Shakti, another one is the Thirubhava Shakti. Thirubhava is nothing but he is coming to artificial stage. In his original natural state, if he is there, the souls cannot make use of him. Suppose the souls want to, they may be willing to make use of him, means it cannot do that because it doesn't have that power at all. So God comes down. That is why Paravali, Parabarai, he comes down as Adi Sivan. This is the first artificial state he is assuming. Then his power is known as Adi Shakti. It's only a part of the original power. It's only a part of the original level of Paravali. So just a portion is being used for this project, not the entire power. That is called the portion of the power being used for the uplift of the souls from the total darkness of the ignorance is known as Adi Shakti. It assumes various levels to come down, to reach the soul. See, the teacher has to come down to the level of the student. Teacher may be knowing lot of things. He must have learned a lot of things. He must have lot of experience. But for student, he cannot use all his experience and knowledge for the student. Only a portion has to be used to make the student understand what is what, or to come out of the ignorance. Likewise, Parabaran is making use of a portion, a little portion of the entire power known as Adi Shakti. That is why it is called Adi Shakti, a very meager, minute, little, whatever you may call, portion of his total power. So, nindranan, Ondravan thaane, irandavan innarul. The Adi Shakti and Thirumoolar Shakti. Adi Shakti takes two forms, Thirubhavam. Usually Adi Shakti is known as Thirubhavam. That is called hiding power. It hides everything. See, the soul thinks that it is doing its things by its own efforts. But somebody helps, he doesn't understand or he doesn't want to acknowledge, he doesn't want to agree. People are saying, I am working, I am earning, I am spending, and I am sleeping, I am going, I am coming. What is the role of God? People, they ask, if I work hard, I get money, I take food, I buy food out of my money. People are asking like that. But who has given you this body, these physical tools? Who has given you? Whether you have applied in some company and you achieved them, or you bought them? No. See, to the level of growth, to the level of occupation, to the level of being employed. So many people have helped you to come to that level. Father, mother, other kith and kin. So many people would have helped you to come to that level. Those things you forget and say, comfortably forget and say that I am earning, I am being employed, I am standing on my own legs. You are climbing, thinking that others are standing on different legs. Not like that. Everybody is standing on their own legs. That's what God also expects from us. We have to make a self-support of us. He has given you a lot of things to understand that there are some people to help you. You must acknowledge them. You must be grateful to them. The whole life is based on good qualities. Otherwise, the life becomes meaningless. You have to acknowledge the help rendered by other people for your uplift in this world. So, if you are just forgetting your kith and kin, how are you going to pay the gratitude to Lord Shiva? If you are not able to acknowledge your father, your mother, then nobody can expect you to acknowledge the help offered by the Lord Shiva. If you are not able to appreciate the services rendered by your parents, then you will not be able to understand the greatest help offered by the Lord Shiva. Unless otherwise you understand this sector, you cannot understand that the word of Lord Shiva. That is why our people used to say that Mada, Pita, Guru, Dev. Our prayer should start from our mother, father, and our teacher. Like this, isn't it? Okay. Irandavan, innarul. Nindranan, moondrinul. This line also we have elaborated enough. Moondrinul, layam, boham, adhigaram. Naangunarndan, I have told you, aram, porul, inbam. You can just go through the chart to get a refresh. Soruba Sivam, Thirumoolar Thirumandiram Ondravan, thaane, irandavan, innarul, nindranan, moondrinul, layam, bogam, adhikaram. The layam, bogam, adhikaram is nothing but the God creates different levels to come down, to impart the knowledge and to extend the help to the souls, because souls should be able to appreciate and utilize the helps extended by Lord Shiva. So he is coming down, down, down. He is coming down and down, down to earth to make the souls understand. Then the souls should understand the bottommost level. It must get uplifted. It should understand the levels, different levels, and he expects the soul to come up, not being detained in the lowest level itself. It should come up. Naangu, aram, porul, inbam, veedu, those are the 4 stages in this prapancham. His way of life should be guarded by these four targets, aram, the way in which he must lead his life in this world, porul, how he should earn, invam, how he should lead the life, his married life, and how he can be useful to the society, and at the same time he must uplift his soul's level also. Udal valarchi mattumalla, uyir valarchi, not only the growth of body, the growth of the soul's wisdom. It has to come out of the ignorance, the darkness continuously. It must first of all understand that my knowledge is very, very limited and my wisdom is in the darkness. So many helps are being extended to help the soul to come out of the darkness. In various ways, in various forms, the help is being extended. So you must avail all the helps in all different fields. Final ultimate motto is to get out of the darkness, to get out of the ignorance. The wisdom should be free from the darkness. It should be clear and it should understand where it should go, where it should reach, where it should surrender to get out of all the miseries and sufferings. That is the final motto. It should understand the final target. That's what Upper also says. Kurikol iladi kettain. See, a life should have a target, a noble target. And towards that we have to move. Our efforts should be only positive towards the target. We may have a good target, but if our actions are negative, then our journey may not be towards the target. It may be retarded or it may get stuck down. So he is explaining the things. The God is coming down to take the soul along with him. To take the soul along with him. To take away the soul from the darkness and to enjoy the bliss of Lord Shiva. The eternal bliss. Not this worldly enjoyments. They are not stable. They are not long lasting. They are all time limited. One time it may be joyful, the another time it may be suffering. You may not like it. For example, you may be willing to take an ice cream. You can take a scoop. Okay, it's very nice. Take 2 scoops. Okay, very nice. Go for 3. Okay. Go for 4 scoops and 5 scoops. Do you think suppose if somebody says you are willing, you will be very delighted to have ice cream, isn't it? Take the 5 kilos of ice cream and consume it now. No, it will be a burden to you. And from that day onwards, you may be running away from the ice cream. So the joys in this world are not long lasting. They are time limited. So that is why our great saints, our mentors are advising us, look for the eternal bliss which is long lasting. Ara amudu. Ara amude. Manivasa says. Tinaitani puvinil ten unnade. Manivasa says. You go for the eternal bliss. If you want to enjoy the eternal bliss, you must qualify yourself also. Isn't it? You can take mouthful, but your mouth is limiting the quantum of the food that you are taking in. You may have a heap of food, but do you think that you can just put the whole heap of food into your mouth at a single gulp? No. Little by little also you can die. That is the thing in this world. But whereas this eternal bliss you are enjoying, there is no limit at all. Inbame ennalum tumbamille. Ondravan thaane, irandavan innarul, nindranan moondrinul, நான்கு உணர்ந்தான். அறம், பொருள், இன்பம், they are all connected in this world, and these three should make you to achieve the fourth one, வீடு. So your life in this world should be aram, should be aiming at பொருள், should go for inbam. Okay, all are limited, but with these things you understand, you have the idea at the back of your mind always that our veedu is the final achievement. If you go out, you may go to hotel, you may go to office, you may go to anywhere, but finally you have to come back to the house. That is the aim. Veedu is the final aim of the soul, which is not contained in this world. It is somewhere else. Where is it actually? That you have to find it out. That you have to understand it. Then only you can claim it. You must qualify yourself. Then only you can claim it. See, if I want to practice as a doctor, I should qualify me first of all, isn't it? If I want to be an engineer, I must qualify myself. Without qualification, you cannot claim, isn't it? Or you cannot achieve. Or you cannot be a doctor unless you qualify yourself. If somebody says I am a doctor, you can very well know that he has qualified himself to call himself as a doctor. Likewise, if you want to surrender at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva and enjoy his bliss, means you must qualify yourself. How to achieve the qualification? How to get the qualification? Those things have been prescribed by our mentors. So, aram, பொருள், இன்பம், வீடு. நான்கு உணர்ந்தான். ஃபாரஸ். ஐந்து vendranan. This is what we have discussed. ஐந்து vendranan. Conquered the five senses. aaru virindhanan. What is the sixth? aaru virindhanan. See, these are all called six attvas. I think this one, just see, there was no time available, that's why I have drawn the graph very roughly. Six attvas means 6 entries. So you have come to this world, you must first of all understand that you have come to this world to enjoy and suffer for your actions in the previous births. How many births you have taken so far? Who can say? Innumerable births you have taken. And heaps of mountains of your deeds. That is called sanjidam. Sanjida Vinigal. Those are all the results or yields of your actions. They have been heaped in mountains. You have to consume them. Out of them, some portion will be taken and offered in a birth. Okay, go and suffer these things and come back. If you consume them, then you are going to reduce the heap of the mountain little by little. But what you are doing by way of consuming, in the way you are consuming the results of the actions, you are doing new actions. That is pudiya vanigal. That is called ahamiyam, and you are draining the sanjidam. At the same time, you are piping in new yields. It can be compared to a peasant or a farmer. The farmer may have lot of stock of in his granary. He may have a lot of paddy, the bags. The yields of this last cultivation. Those things have been stored in a home. If he wants to have food, means he will take a portion out of it, and he will get rice out of them by taking that to the mill and all. He will take rice out of them, and he will be just boiling, and he is consuming for his food. But at the same time, will he leave the field barren? No, he will cultivate. He will put this seed, and he will be cultivating new paddy fields. That's why he has been continuously, we are continuously earning the yields of our deeds. Vinay, deed. Yield, payan. Yield, vinay, payan. What we have done, we have to enjoy or suffer. Every action has a reaction. The reaction is otherwise known as the yield. If you do some action, you are the person receiving the reaction or the yield. It cannot be delivered to anybody else. Nobody can share it. You cannot transfer it. Vinay transferable. It cannot be transferable at all. It cannot be transferable. It is not transferable. You have to suffer or you have to enjoy. That's all. Because the deed has been done by you. The action has been done by you. So likewise you have done lot of actions and lot of results have been stored, called Sanjidam. It's like mountains. Nobody can share it, nobody can suffer it, or nobody can take it for you. On your behalf they cannot take it. See, if your father is having his own, they yield. The son is having his own yield. The son cannot share the father's yield, or father cannot share the son's yield. The father may have two sons. The two sons are having different pattern of their yields. One son will be suffering from lot of diseases. One son may be healthy. Do you think the parents are responsible? No, they are not responsible. It is the responsibility of the individual's yields. By saying yield, I am just putting this word in the place of Vinay Payan. The result of his deed. The result of his deed. He has done so many deeds, so many actions. Where will it go? So all these have been heaped as a mountain, or that is called Sanjidam. A portion of it is taken and being indulged in this birth. And in this birth you are doing new deeds and new yields are coming, and they are again going back to Sanjidam. Likewise, it is a cycle without break. Where are the yields actually distributed? Where are the yields distributed? How the soul goes and picks it up according to the instinct. These sins or boons are taken by the souls in this world out of 6 entries known as 6 Attvas. Attva means vadi, entry. Only through them the soul is associating this world and taking the yield out of the world. You understand? If you just go through the chart, you can understand and appreciate the 6 entries. Attva means entry. 3 entries are pertaining to sound and the other 3 to the matter. Sol, Porul. I have already explained you Solulagam, Porulagam. The whole world is subdivided into 2 parts. One is a sound world, another one is a matter world, world of matter. Sound world has 3 entries: Mandiram, Padam, Varnam. The world of matter has three entries: Kalai, Tattvam, Bhuvanam. These three tattvas, attvas, Vadi, entry, Mandiram, Padam, Vandam. You can just compare Mandiram, Padam, Vandam as Vandam is letter. Vandam is a letter. Padam is a word. Mandiram is the sentence. You understand? Sentence, word, letter. Kalai, Tattvam, Bhuvanam. Tattvam, tools. Bhuvanam, world. Kalai, the effort connecting you to this world. The Kriya Sakti. So the whole universe, it can be thought of different worlds. You can think two worlds, sound world and matter world. One is associated with the other thing, inseparable. Every article in the matter world has a corresponding word in a sound world. They are, you can call the subsets, or the two sets are associating one with the other. Anything you take in sound, it corresponding an article for the sound will be in matter. If you take any matter in the matter world of matter, there is a corresponding word in sound world. Likewise, these two are associated, and we are, say, suppose you have some yield to suffer, then you will use some words, you will talk something, and it will bring you a lot of miseries and sufferings because of your talking. See, some people might have uttered some words, some people might have uttered some sentences out of which they are going to get lot of sin out of the words and talking. So whenever we talk, we must be very, very careful. Solluga payanila sollami, payanile sollami. Why he has given that quarrel? You must understand that whenever you start talking, you must understand whether it will bring any problem to me. Whether it will bring any problem to me. Whether I have to say this word at all. So some words are bringing you favor. Some words are bringing you dislikes from the other people. Likewise. So the word of sound has a lot of effect in your life. It is having the greatest effect if you don't talk. Maunam. If you don't go to the sound world at all, then you are leaving away from the world of matter also. That is why if you are able to be mum for certain time or for certain situations, if you keep your mouth tight-lipped, then you are avoiding lot of problems. This may be very clearly understood by a lot of husbands in the daily life. See, maunam, being silent is the solution for a lot of problems. See, the world of sound involves energy consumption. You understand? World of sound involves energy consumption. Energy is distributed between the world of sound and world of matter. Energy is distributed. If you talk, you are using some energy. You must understand that whether this energy should be useful or wasteful, how I am going to use this energy. So that is why people are saying you must be very careful. If you are entering into the world of sound, then you are entering into the world of sound either through mandram or either through padam or either through the vandam. If you are entering to the world of matter, you are entering through the kalai, You are entering through the Tattvam, you are entering through the Bhuvanam, and there all your yields are awaiting for you. If you go, if you just utter the name of Shiva, the mantram of Shiva, then you are bringing favor to your life. That is why word of sound matters a lot of things. And word of matter also. That is, you are using some materials of this world. For example, using water, using fire, using air, using a lot of things you will be using. You are consuming, continuously consuming this world. This also you must have certain limitations, and you must be very careful. You must understand, whenever you are using this world, you are doing harmful things or favorable things for your life. So these are all the three tattvas he is mentioning. Nindranan, aaru, virindhanan. Aaru, virindhanan means the whole world. In the whole world, only there is six entries are distributed with your yields of deeds. Wherever you touch, there is an yield waiting for you. Vinay Payan. You are going and taking it. That's all. So be careful in using. Virindhanan means the life of the soul is distributed in these three attvas. The group is called, the first three is called the group sound world. The second group of three is called matter. So I am finding it very difficult to explain in English all these things, because I am well versed in Tamil, all these things, because there are a lot of terminology, terms available, apt terms are available. The apt way of explaining is also available. But whereas in English, it is new to English also. If you call an Englishman and if you tell him the yields of your deal, he may not be able to understand or appreciate it. There is no such thing in your Oxford dictionary. What are you talking about? He will be asking. So many terms, the English people may not be able to understand, because those words may not be found in English language itself, because they don't have the chances, opportunities to use them. See, a man talking in a man's language gets richer enough when he wants to spell something, when he wants to pronounce something, when he wants to denote something, when he wants to depict something, he must search for words and he will create a new word. You understand? So likewise, Saiva Siddhantam is not in English. Saiva Siddhantam is in Tamil. It is not in any other language. So it is very difficult to take this Saiva Siddhantam to English. Of course, we are making a trial. We are making these things, because so many terms we are using, new term. You cannot go and see the meaning of the words we are using in Saiva Siddhantam explanation in Oxford dictionary or something like that. You may not find the words or their meanings also. Saiva Siddhantam is a concept developed by the Tamilians. I can very well claim that, I very well say that, because if you just see his language, Tamil, the Tamil language is formed under the aspect, under the concept of Saiva Siddhantam. He wants to use, he wants to see, he wants to depict the Saiva Siddhantam in his language itself. You understand? Okay, we are trying our level best to bring the things in English, and we have to thank the Saravanan couple in Qatar, who has taken this much of efforts, and their efforts are not taken in the past 1 or 2 months. If you study the history, it is running for 6 to 8 months, 6 to 8 years. My secretary is correcting me. 6 to 8 years. 6 to 8 years. They have been trying and trying and trying. See, we have to appreciate the confidence they are having with me. They are confident that one day or other, Sivakumar will talk in English about Saiva Siddhantam, and we must say that some or other they have achieved their goal also. I am talking for the past 3 weeks. Whatever I know, I am just trying to tell you in English. But I will see to it that my explanation will never go against the principle of the Saiva Siddhantam. The basic principles of Saiva Siddhantam, we must be very careful. Whether we talk in English or in Tamil, it doesn't matter. We must not go against Saiva Siddhantam principles. That is very important. And we are trying to see by Lord's grace the Saiva Siddhantam in English, whatever is possible and whatever is feasible is being offered by Lord Shiva to us. Thank you. I have to once again thank Mr. Ramohan also, who is helping me create without having any reservations. He is extending his cooperation, and we are able to telecast these sessions only with his greatest help. Okay, I am just closing this session, and I am assuring that we will be able to finish this song in our next session. We have covered 3 lines, and in our 4th session, I think I will be able to complete the song with our 4th line. And before I conclude my session, let me chant Namah Shivaya 5 times, and I request you and beg you to follow me in chanting the greatest mandiram available in the universe. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Tiruchitrambalam. Okay, thank you. Let us meet next week. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.